The Denver Nuggets take on the Los Angeles Clippers in one of the most intense preseason games you will ever see. That was a preview of things to come. What's going on, y'all? I'm Swipa. Y'all know what time it is. We are back in the building, back in effect, fully loaded. The 2025-2026 Denver Nuggets season is officially here. And y'all, this is going to be a season that we will never forget, y'all. I can't wait to get into it, y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, y'all. We are on the way to 15,000 subscribers on this channel. We are getting to 15,000 this year. I know it. We're going to go even above and beyond that. Got some great things coming out this year. Remember, every single post game, you can find me here, and we'll have episodes dropping during the day as well. So we're going to talk about a lot, y'all. But I'm here to tell y'all, man, the Denver Nuggets feel different. The team feels different. This is going to be one of the most interesting teams to follow in the league because there are so many new parts to the roster. And because there's so many new players on the roster, everybody is kind of trying to find their way and find out what exactly they need to be doing to contribute to this team on a night-to-night basis, y'all. And today, honestly, was such a great game for so many reasons. You know, one, when I look in preseason, one of the things that I'm most looking forward to is I want to see the process. Like, what have you done over the course of the offseason individually? What did the coaches have you working on? And when you go into training camp, you get a lot of quotes from coaches, a lot of quotes from players, and they will tell you, these are the things that we want to see. These are the things we're trying to experiment with. This is our strategy. And what preseason does, it gives you an opportunity to watch the process unfold without having to necessarily worry about the results. And that's what was so great about today's game on both ends. Both of these teams have a lot of, it's not hate, it's just respect and will. They want to beat each other. The Clippers have lost both of the series they haven't ever been healthy in. The only series the Clippers, since they got Kawhi and Paul George, the only series they've ever been healthy in are the 2020 Lakers, 2020 series. They played the first round in 2020 in the bubble, and then they played the Denver Nuggets in the second round. That's the championship favorites. They lost in 7. And then in 2025, they're healthy. They're balling. At the end of the year, if you look at the net rating, they were basically the second best team in the NBA over like a 30-game stretch. They were going crazy. They then step into the playoffs, and they are fully healthy, and they lose to Denver. The only two teams they've really ever been able to go to war with, bat for bat, and try to go and win a championship that's beat them has been Denver. So these teams, they know each other deeply. And then for the Nuggets, Jokic, Murray, we've been here. And nobody else on the team played the Clippers in the 2020 bubble. So that's what the other thing about this is. It's kind of crazy. So if you remember, Zeke Naji gets drafted that year in 2020. But if you look at the rest of the roster, y'all, I think the only two players remaining from the bubble team are Jokic and Jamal. So the core of the team, they have been here with the Clippers. And so they came out today, and both teams were swinging. And the Clippers came out faster. The Clippers were hitting a lot of shots. They looked really good. Brook Lopez looked great today. I love what he brings to that roster. He brings another big, a different level of physicality. I think he's going to be a really big bet for them because he does a lot of things they need, and he's going to be a great backup, especially because they got Zubac. You know, Zubac obviously is, you know, one of my favorite players in the league. And Zubac is really talented. I had him my third team last year. But they're going to be a really, really good team, really deep team, really solid team. But they came out on a mission today. They wanted to go out and prove that, like, you know, we know what we're doing. We're ready to rock. Kawhi Leonard in the first half had 17 points, and he was going off. But if you look at the first quarter, in the first quarter, Jokic had 4 points. 3 assists, 3 rebounds. But again, a lot of it was just really figuring out the rhythm and how everybody's supposed to play together. Christian Braun had 8 points today. He was 3 of 4, or 8 points in the first quarter. He was 3 of 4 from the field. He was 2 of 3 from 3. Looks great. Like ball handling. He was running pick and roll. He ran a pick and roll, did an up and under on the other side of the rim around Zubac. Looks like a different kind of dude. And like, honestly, I love the fact that we're watching Christian Braun play as a ball handler versus the team like this. Because if you look at the way the team played, so one of the rotations, so Adelman put out a bunch of different rotations today, a bunch of different ones. But one of the ones that he was running today was Christian Braun with Tim Hardaway Jr., Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, and Nikola Jokic. Christian Braun was running point. And with that, there's a lot of responsibility that's going to come with being able to dribble the ball and control the ball and make sure you can get in and out of sets. And obviously, especially in this NBA, and especially in a team that is as great as the Clippers defensively, they're going to pick you up full court. So that's Derrick Jones Jr. That's going to be Chris Dunn at times. That might even be Kawhi Leonard at times. It just depends on who it's going to be. And when you face a team like this, or Nicholas Batum, when you face a team like this, you got to have confidence in your ball handling. And so shout out for Christian, because you can tell that that was something he went into camp with, went into the season with, knowing he was going to need to be able to bring more when it came to his ball handling. So really great performance from him today. Like I said, especially in that first quarter, was going crazy. In the first quarter as well, then you had Aaron Gordon, who had 10 points, had 3 rebounds. AG just continues to surprise me. And there's a lot of like hand-wringing kind of about Aaron Gordon and his handle. Is is this something that's going to last and all that? I mean, I get it. Trust me. But I want to remind people that Aaron Gordon is going on year 4 of being a very good shooter. He shot 39% from 3 in 2023. And then in 2024, he had a down year shooting the 3. But then in the playoffs, he shot well. But then the next year, obviously 2024-25, he shot 44% from 3 and carried that into the playoffs. So Aaron Gordon's been shooting over 40% since April 2024. Because I remember this, going into the playoffs and in the playoffs, sniping. And so I'm really excited to see kind of how he continues to really find this next level to his game. And especially if you just kind of watch, like, let me see if I can share this with you real quick. Because AG continues to do stuff like this. And I know a lot of folks are just like, man, like, how is he doing this? Like, how is this real? But AG is just like a player at this point. He's just somebody you can trust that's going to be able to make shots and dribble the basketball and make plays. Like, that's crazy. But this is who he is now. Like, and he's been this way for a while now. And so I'm really excited to see how he continues to develop. But again, a size up, step back, midi pull up against a good defender. I mean, Aaron Gordon, he's just in a different place in his career now, and obviously in his development and how intentional he is. So just AG's special, man. Like, he's going to be a really good player, like a really, really good player for this team. And it didn't just stop in the first quarter. I mean, in the second half, in the first half altogether, he had 16 points, and he was on 5 of 7 from the field. So, he's just figured something out. Like, again, he's really intentional about the way he develops his game. He knew he needed to modernize it, and he did, and it's paid off tremendously. And like I said, in the first quarter, Jamal Murray, he was 1 of 5. If you look at Jamal Murray's game today, it says 3 of 9. He had 7 points, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. But I had no real issues with how Jamal played. He had 3 turnovers. But Jamal, if you just watch him, his process has been there. And he's utilizing Valanciunas, Jokic, Cam, Gordon. He's trying to figure out how exactly to get his team involved, but also where he needs to continue to find his shot. and getting downhill, creating penetration, being able to put pressure on the defense towards the basket. He did that today as well. I mean, I really have enjoyed how Jamal's played. I'm really actually happy that, he's been able to come into the season to be able to play like this. And I think that's going to pay a lot of dividends this season. So shout out to Jamal, man. Like, his defense also was really good. He got a strip at the rim. I think it might have been Derrick Jones Jr. trying to drive and get to the rim and bully him. And he was able to strip the ball and then head down the other way. So shout out Jamal, man. Like, I think he's going to, again, I don't know what the end of the year is going to look like for him, but hopefully he's going to be one of his best years, if not the best year of his career. And then Cam Johnson had 8 points today. He was 3 of 8 from the field, but he was 2 of 7 from 3. And one of the things I love, y'all, I want to make sure y'all hear this. Through 2.5 quarters, so with about 6 minutes and 42 seconds left in the third quarter, do you know that the Denver Nuggets had 27 three-point attempts? In the first half, when the starters were playing, it was 59-61 at half, Clippers. The Nuggets had taken 22 three-pointers. They had only made 7, but they shot 22 three-pointers. And for me, from my purview, it looks like they are being so intentional about generating looks in transition, generating looks in the half court by having proper spacing and layering their offensive attack. And when I say layering, one of the things that you want to do as a defense is you want to try to keep things in front of you and keep things from being behind you. But what the Nuggets want to do is they want to put you in a situation where they can force you to have to worry about what's behind you, worry about what's directly in front of you in the nail area, and then have to worry about, once I cross half court, what are we doing from the three-point line? So there's like so much to this, and shout out to Matt Brooks, because Matt Brooks, he puts all the clips up on his page, and he's able to do it in game. I just didn't get a chance to do that today, but I want you to see. So even in this play, obviously this is a vintage Jokic pass, but what they're trying to do is that now that they have so many options, how can we unclog the paint as easy as possible, especially with the starters? And so Jokic obviously always worked after this nail. They run a DHO that is set into a screen, and then Christian's opportunity to come up, and then out of this, if Christian come off the screen, Jamal can cut through if they don't handle the switch properly, or Christian goes around, Jamal can come back up through the screen the other way. I mean, there's so many different options, obviously. But Jokic makes this crazy pass to the corner, and Aaron Gordon nails it. But I love that what they're seemingly trying to do is find ways to be able to generate good looks at the rim as often as possible, and good looks from the three-point line as often as possible. And I think that's going to pay a lot of dividends, man. 22 three-pointers, that's not small to me. Not small at all to me. I think that is intentional, and I hope they continue to make that an emphasis. But like I said, rest of the game, overall, Jamal Murray, just 7 points. Aaron Gordon, 18. Jokic, 12. 9 rebounds and 6 assists, a block and a steal. Had a block at the rim on DJJ. I think this is going to be a career year from Jokic. It's not about the numbers per se. I think he's actually going to average something around 25, 26, maybe 27 points. But I really think what it's going to be is the efficiency in the defense and the playmaking. I just think that's going to be because even today it felt like Jokic just, because when he played the Clippers last year, he had the 41-point game early start of the season last year. Then in the playoffs, he averaged 25, 12, and 11, I think, in the first round versus them. But he didn't score as well as you would like. But even today, it just felt like Jokic was just more comfortable, in part due to the personnel that was around him that allowed for him to operate. Tim Hardaway, 0 of 4 from 3, but that's fine. Again, these are good looks. He's generating good looks. That's all that matters. It's like everything today is about generating good offense, and they did that. But the real person that I want to give a shout out to is this guy. Y'all, I am so beyond excited about Peyton Watson. This dude is playing point guard now.
Watson drives, finds Valanciunas.
David Adelman had talked about this multiple times. He said that Peyton Watson is going to be a ball handler for us. And today, if you watch him navigate pick and roll, he was navigating pick and roll as a ball handler looking to score, navigating pick and roll as a ball handler looking to pass. And then we didn't get a chance to see him execute it. But at some point, when the Clippers changed their coverage up, they then gave him a lot more runway around the screen on the other side of the court. And they play drop. And at this juncture, Peyton, he came off a pin down earlier and then made a three-pointer. I would not be shocked or surprised, y'all, if by the time we get to the middle of the season, if Peyton Watson is truly operating as a ball handler, if we get an opportunity to watch him start attacking drop coverages as the three-point shooter. Because a lot of this, again, the threat of the three-point shot has to be when and how you take three-pointers. Because if Peyton Watson is simply going to be an off-ball three-point shooter that just stands there, receives the ball, and then shoots, that doesn't mean you're a shooter, and you're not going to be guarded as one. But if Peyton Watson is able to create three-pointers off of action and self-creation, this then opens up plays like this on a regular basis because now we have to guard you different. And Peyton, again, is an uber athlete. If he can find a way to truly maximize his athletic gifts and abilities, I'm telling you, it's going to make a world of a difference in Peyton Watson. Go get your money. Contracts have stalled, and they're going to wait to pay Peyton Watson. But I'm telling you right now, Peyton Watson, you can go out, have a ball-out year, and make 25, 30 M's next season. You got to just take advantage of stuff like that, high-level IQ plays, and then being able to translate ball handling and shot making from the position you're at. It's going to make everything different for the team. Bruce Brown today wasn't as big of a game for Bruce. Again, they're trying to figure out where exactly everybody's supposed to be. Bruce Brown took 3 shots. He missed his floaters today, but I did like his defense on Chris Paul. I love the fact that the Nuggets are changing their defensive scheme. We got Jonas Valanciunas, Nikola Jokic minutes. Jonas Valanciunas, by the way, 5 of 7 from the field, had 10 points off the bench while also having 9 rebounds off the bench. So you got 12 and 9 and 6 from Jokic, and then you got 10 and 9 and 1 from Val off the bench. And they played a couple of minutes today. They ran deep. They ran zone behind Jokic and Valanciunas, and it actually worked. They started securing all the rebounds. Jokic is maybe the best rebounder in the NBA. Could be, it's depending on, at least from among the tier 1 players. Valanciunas isn't far off from how effective he is as a defensive rebounder. Jonas in his own right is a great rebounder, and I'm really excited to see how they continue to find ways to make sure they're maximizing the glass. And one of the things Jokic did really well today, by the way, it happened in the second quarter when they went on their run. Jokic was sprinting his tail off defensively and offensively up and down the floor. Up and down the floor, and was beating Zubac up and down the floor, and defensively was getting his hands in there, getting deflection, and got the block at the rim on DJJ. And he was getting easy looks at the rim because he's running. Jokic is ready. Valanciunas also got post position on Brook Lopez today and was scoring over Brook. 2 specific possessions that he did that I was just like, man, the Nuggets, they really have something in their big man rotation. So shout out to him. Shout out Curtis Jones, by the way. Came off the bench, made 3 threes, helped them win this game today. Shout out to him. He was a +10 off the bench. Deron Holmes came off the bench with Jalen Pickett, Zeke Naji. Spencer Jones continues to get minutes around the starters. So right now, if I told the rotation that I'm looking at right now, y'all, the players that are going to get minutes for this team, just based on my estimation and based on the minute allocation so far, Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. That's their 5. But right now, the bench seems to be Bruce Brown. Well, really, actually, let me just do it maybe how the minute actually might work out. Peyton Watson, Bruce Brown, Jonas Valanciunas, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Julian Strawther. Their 10-man rotation is going to be Strawther, Val, Brooke, Bruce Brown, Peyton Watson, and Tim Hardaway Jr. Excuse me. So what that means is that Zeke Naji, Deron Holmes, Jalen Pickett, Kessler Edwards, Curtis Jones, if you want to play, you're going to have to really fight to play on this team because they have a solidified 10, and all those 10 will play. All those 10 will play. So I'm excited, y'all. I think this is going to be a really fun NBA season. I'm excited to see how the Nuggets respond to each and every game and how different teams are going to play them. But y'all, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. This is Swipa. Y'all know what time it is. This is the best place to find your Denver Nuggets and NBA content, y'all. Also, I'll be on Locked On NBA right after this. Locked On Nuggets tomorrow. Matt and Ryan will be with y'all tonight. Player's Choice in the morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all know what time it is. See you soon.